So, welcome back to Trucker Dashcam Sweden and another recap of my older stuff. And we are actually now jumping from this Scania that I drove before to the Volvo that, well, I usually drive, but since I'm not at work now and not driving, we are doing these recaps instead, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's just jump into it. Because of the size and the color of this truck, it's pretty easy to think that it's impossible to miss it. But sometimes strange things happen, and not really sure how, because the situations are pretty easy. There are no obstacles or stuff like that, but well.
Ingen hade varsnat att två av passagerarna gått tillbaka i land. Karl-Oskar stod som förlamad på kajen. Nu ryckte han till vid skeppsklockans varning.
If you're going to do it, at least hit the accelerator, so I don't have to brake that hard. But I also wanted to say I'm going to leave two special bonus clips at the end that I also found on the hard drives. Maybe it could be enjoyable to watch. So what could we blame here for not seeing the truck? Is it a strange angle perhaps?
ID-kontrollerna och tar stora resurser från dansk polis. Hemvärnssoldaterna kommer att stå under civilt befäl och arbeta obeväpnade. Så ska det handla om andrahandsmarknaden och försäljningen av evenemangsbiljetter som omsätter.
Here is an older lady, so I don't want to be too harsh, but also not sure why she started to walk right in front of the truck when I was going downhill here. Just use my little horn not to scare too much. So we are leaving this recycling place, and a 24-meter truck and trailer will need some space to get around corners and different objects. So here we stop and indicate left, waiting for a little garbage truck. And then this Volvo comes along, and he also wants to go in where I am now. So this is going to be very tight. He has two options. He could go now, so I could take the corner, or reverse. If he stands still, it's going to be very tight, but maybe. But definitely not if he drives forward. Oh, why? What? I mean, even if you don't drive a truck, you see the trailer coming and cutting in the corner, so to me it's pretty obviously that this is not going to work. And then he stops there and waits. I still remember this. He stops and waits, and yeah, and much more thing that I can do. It's going to be hard to reverse, and I will also not see when I'm reversing, so you will have to reverse, my dear little friend. I'm trying to no. It doesn't work. Wow, didn't remember that it took so long time for him to realize that he had to reverse. I'm actually getting a bit annoyed here, sitting 4 years later. So I'm trying to reverse to get him unstuck, and Oh, what am I? So this is maybe the hard thing about trucking, that people don't understand that you need size, that you need space because of your size. And they sometimes do strange things. Well, thank God. I really don't think they do it to be mean or anything like that. But sometimes, yeah. He would have gone faster if he didn't pull forward. It's a bit scary when people cut in close from the right side, because we have a pretty big blind spot on heavy trucks there. And especially when there are a lot of traffic around, there are a lot of things going on, so you have to be ready to see them. Well, yeah, but just put on that indicator and hope for the best. Da, 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 when you really have to pause, but there are two huge orange things in the way. So what do? You squeeze in between them and just make it. Yes! Yes! Finally! Finally I have gained 4 seconds in my life. It's wow, it's just downhill from here. Or is it up? No, uphill. It's uphill. Well, da, 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 da. This is a great way to avoid copyright strikes on YouTube, so perhaps you will hear me sing more in the future. But I don't think we... No, we're just going to skip that. So when you enter a roundabout, you want to be as smooth as possible, right? You don't want to be in the way or just be an obstruction for anyone else. That's the general plan when entering a roundabout. So how do we do it? Well, that's a little, well, orthodox way to do it, but well, it worked out for him. So in this situation I would blame both the car in front of me but also myself. So the car just suddenly brakes to let some people over where there is no crosswalk, and he stops way shorter than I first thought. So obviously the car driver wanted to be nice to those people and let them over, but maybe it's not the best thing to stop in the middle of the road when you have a heavy truck coming from behind. With that said, I really think that I reacted late and caused the situation to get a lot worse than it really had to be. Because I just got caught off guard. I didn't think that he would stop where he did. So, but you always have to be prepared for anything that can happen in front of you, and that's just a responsibility that you have, especially as a truck driver. And I also was fully loaded, so I really did brake hard. You can hear the radar system go off, but it was me that did all the braking. It just sounded the alarms before. I guess because it felt that I already was braking as hard as I could. But yeah, it was a bit scary, it really was. So a couple of years ago we got these toll stations around the city of Göteborg, where I live. And to say the least, they were not so popular amongst the common people. Well, almost everybody. So people started to do crazy stuff to avoid them. So here is a toll station. And here is not a toll station. Just to avoid a couple of Swedish crowns. And it got so popular that this is actually starting to look like a road. So here is another example. You can see the red Volvo in front of me all of a sudden turns right up onto the bicycle lane. And I actually didn't understand this, why he did it, until I came home and watched the video on my computer. And then I realized, he was avoiding the toll station. But here I am thinking, wow, is he drunk? Is he some medical thing? Or I was a bit alarmed over that thing that the driver did. So kind of wanted to look at him and see if I could get any signs of anything, but yeah, he was just avoiding the toll station. So that was it for today. I hope you enjoy it, even if it's not the normal content that I do, but since I'm not driving I cannot produce them. But if you like them, please leave a comment and maybe a thumbs up. I really would enjoy that, especially now when I am at home a lot, so maybe you can give me something to read and be happy about. So we will end this with the 2 bonus clips that I mentioned in the start. Here is a rental Gokart race, or a rental Gokart Cup that I was driving a few times a couple of years ago. We will not see the whole race, and you will soon understand why, because I will get into some trouble, slowly getting pushed off the track here, but yeah, it will be hard. But when you see this is never going to end well. Ow, ow, ow. And what you don't see is that my upper body was halfway outside the go-kart. And now I'm dead lost, so. Time for boat dashcam fail. So I got this little radio control boat as a gift, and of course I had to strap on my brand new expensive GoPro on it to do some footage. And it's all fun and games until the receiver fails. And the throttle gets stuck, and the rudder also gets stuck. And now it's going across the lake. And you can't really walk to the other side of the lake to make things even worse. So here it goes, and I am pretty powerless to do anything about it. Just gets further and further away. It's a shame we don't have a camera on my face by this moment, because it's pretty sad. So it went all over there on the other side, but then you wonder, how did you get the camera footage back? Well, lucky me, they actually do rent canoes in this lake. Phew! So I went and got one of those and just started to paddle, and was hoping that it hadn't sunk or anything. But lucky me, I got it just, I could hear something brr 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 now and then. And it was only like 5% of the boat over the water, so I just saw it. And then I wondered, well, what had the boat been doing all by itself? And here is what it had been doing. So that was the end of that boat, and this is also the end of this video. But still, I hope you enjoy it, even if it's very different from the usual ones, but at least it's something. And until next time, I hope you are doing fine, and I wish you all the best. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.